First and foremost, before going any further, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can know every time that I go live, post another show, and more. For in my 29 winters, I know no greater story than the one getting ready to be told. Yes, it is influenced and inspired by true events, and though it is meant to entertain at times, the most important objective of all is to educate, inform, motivate, inspire, and show the world what prison is really about. And most importantly, to remind people, after all, to stay free.
He said he wants to have a conversation with you. And there we have it. Do you know why he wants to have this quote-unquote conversation with me, nephew? No, he didn't say. He just said you would know. First and foremost, for our 29 winners, we've been the sort of enemies that have been in a cold war, if you will. Though there have been a couple of times when it has heated up. Cold War? What's the issue, though? Well, a long time ago, before him and I came to a place like this, my dear old Martha dated him for a short time. Y'all beefing over a girl? And after all this time? She's not just a girl, nephew. She's my dear old Martha. But still, that's a long time. What you do, take her from him or something? Not on purpose, nephew. We originally were nothing more than co-workers, but one day he came in mistreating her, and I stepped in the way. And after that day, her and I became friends and closer by the minute, and they obviously had separated and grown far apart. He forever felt that I was the cause, but the truth is he never held himself accountable. It was his actions way before I came into the picture, and it still haunts him to this day. I guess I serve as a reminder, not to mention her when she comes sees you. This is true, nephew. Well, let's go have this conversation, because your plan just might work. You sure it's just going to be a conversation? Sure, nephew. First and foremost, there's much bigger fish to fry. And to be honest, our conversation is much overdue. Longer than the 29 winters that I've been in here, to be exact. We've had animosity for far too long. Even before we both came to a place like correctional state prison. All right, OG, bet. Because I already set it up. So everything, as long as you guys can figure this out with this conversation, should be all systems go. We can work together and get them up out of here. And I really appreciate you trusting me right now. Of course, nephew. We must work together, and you have a vision of your own. And though I have my own plan, our plans can come together for the greater good and the changing of this place once and for all. For it's not just me that needs assistance, but it's the other men and their families that are attached to this place. All right, cool. They on the yard. Let's go. A few moments later. Well, what do we have here, homie? I can't believe Youngblood got OG to show up. It's time to get busy. What you mean get busy? You agreed to help us get the warden out the way after you had a conversation with the OG. You said that's all it was going to be. Oh, don't worry, Youngblood. I need the warden gone, so I'm still going to help. But me and OG need to crash out first, so it's best that you fall back. What? Don't worry, nephew. This conversation is long overdue. Yeah, don't worry, nephew. This won't take long. You right about that, but make sure your homies don't jump into this, because if they do, I promise you I'm a... First and foremost, nephew, in my 29 winters, I know that one thing is for sure. Big homie has respect for the OG, and it will be a one-on-one duel of sorts. No one's getting involved in jumping in, are they? Of course not, homie. I wouldn't give anybody else the benefit of the honor or the privilege of being able to claim a piece of this victory I'm about to have on you. But one thing about it, though, tell your little puppy over there to fall back in his lane before he get bit by a big dog. What you just say? Hey, OG, never mind. Forget about the plan. Let me get him. Now, nephew. This is my conversation to have, not yours. Hey, he talking reckless. Ain't nobody scared of you and your gang, man. Nephew, chess, not checkers. Man, forget all that. What you want to do? Oh, I see you trying to make your mama cry tonight, homie. That's what you want, and that's what you gonna get. Never mind the OG. Square up then. Hey, what are you guys doing? Oh, nothing, CO, homie. We just talking about the game. Ain't that right? Yeah, we just talking about the game. A game it was last night. Can't wait to see the playoffs. That's nice. Go ahead and move along anyways, though. No problem. Get with y'all later, homie. Don't make it too much later. First and foremost, nephew, in my 29 winters, I've met no one as hard-headed as you. We went to discuss a plan, and you were getting ready to fight once again. Listen, OG, I understand all that, but he was talking crazy to you and me. And in this place, it's about respect. It is about respect, nephew. But in this place, it's intelligence that reigns supreme. For you see, it's the smartest man in the room that controls it. Not the biggest, most aggressive, strongest, or most hostile. It is that who is able to make the right decision in the midst of chaos and move the needle on the thermostat, so to say. So you saying I was supposed to let that fly? What I'm saying, nephew, is we're playing chess, not checkers. There are no forced moves here. And every time you allow another to dictate your emotions and get you moving or riled up, well, you're no longer in control. And at that point, you're at risk of truly losing the game overall. This isn't a game, OG. We trying to get you home and we trying to stay safe in here. And it seems like things are heating up with the warden, his chaplain, and the rest of the goon squad in here. Now we got Big Homie and his homeboys on us too. What are we going to do? What we're going to do, nephew, is choose intelligence over emotion and truly use strategy in this game of chess. Well, let's get to it because time's ticking. Sure thing, nephew, for it is time for our words to become actions and results to manifest. That's what I'm talking about. What's the play? First and foremost, the cellular device that you showed me a few months back. Do you still have access to that? Yeah, my homeboy got it. I can go get that right now. Perfect, nephew. When you get a moment, retrieve that, for I need to make a call to speak to someone I have not in 29 winters. Who you gonna call? Well, don't you worry about that, nephew. For the less you know in this situation, the better. All right, I got you. I'll be right back. Meanwhile, in Correctional State Prison. You mind telling me what was going on, inmate homie? First and foremost, homie, the big homie don't chop it up with nobody but big homies, homie. But good thing it's your lucky day, homie, because I really do need to chop it up with your big homie. So take me to your big homie, aka the warden, homie. You need to calm it down a notch. I was just trying to figure out what was going on between you two in the yard when I walked up. I already told you, homie, I'm not answering no questions, homie. I only talk to big homie, so take me to the big homie. There's a lot going on, though, homie, and I'm telling you, you probably do want me to talk to your big homie before you get done up by one of the homies. Was that a threat? It's not a threat, homie. I'm just telling you look alive. You gonna take me to go see the big man or what? You know what? Let's go since you got something so important to say. Like I was saying, Warden, you better have it under control, because if not, everything is going to come crumbling down. Nothing's going to come crumbling down on my watch. You ought to know better, Chaplain Ramirez. Oh, I know some things better than you. That's why I'm telling you, you better be careful. I'll be careful for no man. Why don't you go say a prayer or something for the prisoners? Excuse me, Warden. I don't mean to interrupt. But yet you're doing just that. What is it? Inmate Big Homie wants to speak to you. He says it's urgent. Inmate Homie, huh? Go ahead, let him in. I want to see what this is about. Come on, let's go. What's up, Big Warden, homie? It's the first time I've ever been in the Oval Office. I'm feeling really esteemed and privileged right now. I didn't think you'd accept my call. Faith. First and foremost, I don't have all day. In my 29 winters of working here at Correctional State Pen, never once have you wanted to come speak to me, whether CO or ward nowadays. What do you want? Well, Big Ward, homie, I've been reading that book, what was it? 48 Laws of Power. And you know that one part where it says something about the enemy of my enemy is my friend? Well, let's just say we got somebody in common. We both got the same enemy, therefore we should be friends. And who's this enemy you speak of? The man with the glasses, homie. All right, you've got my attention. First and foremost, Warden, homie, it's no secret that Mr. 29 Winters is causing an issue here. Not just for you, but my people as well, homie. Therefore, I'm thinking that you should greenlight us. Allow us to go ahead and make him disappear once and for all without any flack or repercussions coming our way, homie. If we nice enough and you clear out a window, we can even make it look like an accident. You understand what I'm saying, homie? I like this guy. Wish I could say the same about you, homie. But nonetheless, it's about respect where I come from. And Mr. OG ain't respecting you nor I. So you gonna let me send that missile or what? You've got some real cojones walking in here and putting your nose in our business. But nonetheless, it makes sense. You go ahead and run back to the cell block for a moment and let me ponder on this. And if I think it's a good idea, I'll send word. Just make sure when I do, you make it look clean.
No problem, homie. I expect to hear from you soon. And tell your guard he can chill. I know the way.
Boss, you thinking about doing business with this guy? Right. It's already hot enough in the fire. And you're thinking about inviting some more demons to the party? Enough. If I could take 2 lousy prisoners out at the same time instead of 1, why wouldn't I? I guess you got a point there. But I must say to you, you better hope everything works out. Because if it don't, I guarantee that's probably going to be the end for you, me, and everybody else is connected to your little operation. And let me tell you something. If you are the cause of me going down because you're making moves based off emotions and not intelligence, well, then you have a deeper problem than just Mr. OG. Comprende? First and foremost, not in any of my 29 winters have I allowed somebody like yourself to speak so strongly to me. Matter of fact, out of my office. I've got real work to do and problems to solve. I'm not going to sit here bickering with you all day. You can either get with me or you can figure something else out. Meanwhile, in Correctional State Prison. Well, who you gonna call? The less you know, nephew, to be honest, the better. I just need you simply to go and retrieve the cellular device, or cell phone, if you will. For it's time for me to call in the big dogs.
I got you, OG. Let me go get the phone from LJ real quick.
First and foremost, nephew, I know that I'm getting old in here. I've been in here for 29 winters and all. My hearing's going. But did you say LJ? Look, I know what you thinking, his reputation and all that, but me and him cool. We've done business before. He's the only one that I trusted enough and that was brave enough to hold the phone for me. I wasn't trying to hold it in the cell with everything that was going on.
Well, nephew, just in case, let's make the trip together to retrieve the cellular device.
Oh no, I'm hot, but you on fire. They see us both taking the trip across the yard, it's gonna look suspicious. And 9 times out of 10, you know the warden's gonna send his CO to come shake us down before we can make it back to the cell. Let me go handle this business real quick. I'll be right back. Well, okay, nephew, but please be careful. There's a lot going on right now, to say the least.
I know that, OG. Besides, I'm the one that's going to make sure everything's okay. You worried about me. You're the one that everybody needs to be worried about.
Sure thing, nephew. Sure thing. Just hurry back.
Man, you holding me up. I got you. I'll be right back.
There you go, nephew. What you been up to? First and foremost, OG, before you try to give me a lecture, I'm gonna be straight up with you. I was on the yard. I was hollering at big homie. I know y'all got differences, but I got a plan. If you hear me out, it could work. Trust me. In my 29 winters, I've never been in more dire of a situation. It seems that now even my dear old Martha is at risk, and to be transparent, I do not know if my plan is foolproof. I'm willing to hear you out, but I pray that it makes sense. I learned to play chess from the best, haven't I? This is true, nephew, and it seems that you've been putting some thought to this strategy that you're getting ready to speak of. Go ahead. I went to big homie on the yard, and I know y'all got differences, but he's agreed to go along with this plan. Him and his crew are gonna act like they're fighting to cause a disturbance on the yard, which you know the guards will be happy about, but at the same time, they're gonna have to address. And when they do, me and you will go to the warden's office. We're gonna apply pressure to the point that he's gonna get on that phone and admit every single wrongdoing that he's been doing. Applied pressure? Do you know the pressure that will be coming our way will never go home? Once he admits all the wrong he's been doing, everybody will understand why we did what we did. And they'll let us go too. We'll be heroes. I need time to think about this. And what does big homie require in return? He said he wants to have a conversation with you.